Good afternoon, everybody. The 4Y Broadcasting Network presents race number 2 of the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series season. Last week we kicked off the season premiere in Daytona Beach, but many believe today is the first real race of the 2022 season. But one thing for sure though, today is the beginning of the 2022 edition of the West Coast Swing. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you here to Fontana, California, home of the Auto Club Speedway. NASCAR returns to Auto Club after a 2-year hiatus. When the COVID-19 pandemic took place in 2020, we were unable to race here in California back in 2021, but today we are so excited to be back here at this 2-mile bumpy Auto Club Speedway. This track opened up back in 1997, and in the prior 31 races, we have seen 18 different winners. And of those 18 winners, we have 7 of those winners competing here today. It is a gorgeous afternoon here in Fontana. Maybe a little too gorgeous. It's 91 degrees outside. Track temperature is just above 115 degrees. The lack of grip on the racetrack with 40 heavy stock cars trying to tackle this bumpy, rough 2-mile track for 70 laps is going to be a treat for all of us watching. Fans are still gathering into the track as the race is a complete sellout. It's been a great weekend of action so far. Zane Smith winning the truck race on Friday, and just last night Daniel Hemrick took home the win in the Xfinity race. Many drivers who have ran either the truck race or Xfinity race will be competing here again today. Question is for guys like Kyle Larson, Daniel Hemrick, Kyle Busch, among those running double duty. But one key element that is different with today's race compared to the last 2 races is that today we are racing during the daytime. The sun is out, the track is hot, but the last 2 nights we were under the lights when the track was a lot cooler. It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers can translate what they learned from the truck and Xfinity race and how they can use that, how they can apply that to their advantage here today. Now, with the rules package that was delivered to the teams during the winter break, many believe that we could be seeing more pack racing this season on the 1.5-mile racetracks. And today is going to be a good test of what we have in store for 2022. Restarts on these 1.5-mile tracks in the last couple of years have been insane, but many believe that we could see that type of racing all day long, really throughout the entire run. Many believe that we will see more pack racing, so we are going to be in store for a great show here today at the Auto Club Speedway. Last week we were in Daytona Beach. As we said, we saw a huge win for Florida native Aric Almirola, as he ended up winning the Great American Race, his 2nd win at Daytona, and it was the 4th win of his Cup Series career. Now, during the off-season winter break, Almirola announced he will retire from full-time racing at the end of the 2022 season. Now, Almirola will continue his retirement tour as a Daytona 500 champion. It doesn't get much better than that. Almirola, who scored a huge win at New Hampshire late in the regular season 1 year ago, is the first driver to know he will be racing for a title in the playoffs come September. Now, a few of the drivers we want to talk about who had a great week in Daytona last week was the 24 of William Byron. Now, although he did not get any checker flags, he still had a great week down in Daytona Beach. He began the season winning the pole for the Daytona 500, the 2nd 500 pole of his Cup Series career. He would go on to have a great show in his Thursday night dual race, was runner-up, and then on Sunday, so close to getting the win, but once again came up 1 spot short, finishing 2nd to Aric Almirola, but still a great start of the year for the driver of the 24. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also had a strong opening to his 2022 season with JTG Daugherty Racing, finishing 3rd in the Daytona 500, his best run in the Great American Race. This team led by Brian Patty, very optimistic of what they have in store here for 2022. They were very fast last week, obviously ahead with the draft, pack racing, and we believe because we could be seeing more pack racing here today, could that play in the favor for the driver of the 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. But perhaps the most impressive run out of anybody in just his second career NASCAR Cup Series start, rookie Harrison Burton, son of Jeff Burton, finished inside the top 5. I know Daytona is a plate track where anybody can win, but that top 5 has to be a big confidence booster for Harrison Burton. His second ever start in the Great American Race. We saw magic similar happen back in 2011 with Trevor Bayne in his second ever Cup Series start. Harrison Burton finishing, I believe he finished 4th last week in Daytona. Came close to duplicating some magic again for the Wood brothers. That team's still looking for their 100th win in the NASCAR Cup Series. Will the rookie Harrison Burton get it done here in 2022? And that will wrap up your pre-race news here in Fontana. We are moments away from the drop to green flag in today's Wise Power 400 here from the Auto Club Speedway. We are going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have cars on the track and the green flag coming your way right after the break here on the 4Y Broadcasting Network. We are back live here at the track, and you see the cars are now on the track, and haven't really talked about who's on the pole, but it's the 48, Alex Bowman, on the pole. The last time we were here, he won in a dominating fashion over the guy on his outside, the 18 of Kyle Busch. Back on row 2, we have Chase Briscoe and William Byron, Christopher Bell and Kevin Harvick, the top 6. We have 2 guys in the field making their very first NASCAR Cup Series start. One of them belongs to the 96 of Brandon Jones. There's a look at the 96 of Brandon Jones making his very first Cup Series start. He's one of the drivers who will be going to the rear of the field for unapproved adjustments after qualifying. As you see him dropping to the rear, J.J. Yaley, the 66, also going to the rear of the field. Jones missed the show last week in Daytona, but has a second chance to make that Cup Series debut, and he will make it today. See the 55 of Josh Williams also making his very first start. Daniel Hemrick, also another driver who is going to the rear of the field. Tough break for him, although he won the race last night, so he does have some momentum on his side. Pace cars in pit lane. It's the Chevrolet of Alex Bowman, the Toyota of Kyle Busch. Your front row bringing us down to the Geico Restart Zone, and we are green in the Wise Power 400 from Auto Club Speedway. And as you see, already 3 wide for the lead in turn number 1. That's the 14, Chase Briscoe. The sophomore driver out of Stewart-Haas Racing, 3 wide. Move on the inside lane. He already goes and gets clear to the 18 and the 48. Christopher Bell saw that move Briscoe made, and he went and followed him, and he moves into second, although he's going to get passed pretty quickly back by the 18 of Kyle Busch, and now the 4 of Kevin Harvick moves to his inside lane. They come off turn 4 to complete the first lap. It's the 14 of Briscoe in front of the field. We all love racing here at this track, especially on restarts, because of the variety of different lanes these drivers can use. You can run the top, you can run the bottom, you can run the middle, and there's multiple lanes in between that you can run. And you see, as the 47 completely sideways off turn number 2, Ricky Stenhouse. Looks like he is okay, but he got really loose off turn number 2. Battling, I believe that was with the 3 of Austin Dillon. But these guys, they can run all over the track. And we have one car kind of slow on the top lane. That looks like a green car. Is that the 18? Oh, it is the 18, Kyle Busch in the wall, and you see a lot of damage on the right front of that number 18. Your outside pole center already trouble. A 3-time Auto Club winner, Kyle Busch. A 4-time Auto Club winner, actually. We stay green, but it is Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman, Kevin Harvick, and the 5 of Kyle Larson, with Austin Dillon, William Byron, Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse, and Michael McDowell. That is your top 10 as currently run. They're coming off turn number 4, and the 18's still slow on the track. He should be able to make it to pit road here momentarily. And as soon as we can, we will take a look at what happened to the 18 of Kyle Busch. But that is a tough break. He was very optimistic about his car. Liked what he had in store for here today. He had a very tough outing in the Daytona 500 last week, as there's still 3 wide back here. Michael McDowell still in the middle. Chase Elliott on the bottom. Justin Haley up top. There's the 8 of Tyler Reddick. And back up for, we have the 24 coming to pit road. Hearing possibly a flat tire on the 24 of William Byron. So already 2 drivers who started inside the top 5 finding trouble early on. There's the 24 of William Byron on pit lane. The 18 of Kyle Busch has now been able to get to his pit stall, and they will go to work on trying to fix the damage on that 18 car. But up front, though, Chase Briscoe is setting a blistering pace right now. He is checked out to over more than a second lead on second place Alex Bowman. Third is the 4 of Kevin Harvick with Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell. That is your top 5. And now here comes the move to the inside by the 4 Harvick. Harvick, a little bit of contact almost with the 48 of Bowman. We have another car off the pace on the track. We're hearing it is the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse, who is, I believe, we getting word that he has been in the wall. Trying to see if we can find the 47. Well, looks like he's still going, but apparently he has been in the wall pretty recently. Again, we saw him get really loose off turn number 2 on the first lap of the race, but he looks to be okay for the moment. But it is still Chase Briscoe trying to pull away from the 48 of Alex Bowman, who's now finally been able to get cleared of the 4 of Kevin Harvick. And now Kyle Larson getting in the mix in the 5. Yeah, there's the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. battling on the inside of the 3 of Austin Dillon. This has been a very good track for Austin Dillon. Won the pole here a couple of years ago. Has a Xfinity win here back in 2016, I believe. So this has been a very good track for the driver of that number 3 car of Austin Dillon. But up front, though, Briscoe is still pulling away over a 2-second lead at the moment for the driver of the 14. He won 9 times in 2020 in the Xfinity Series, driving for Stewart-Haas Racing. And then he moved up to the Cup Series 1 year ago. And there's no doubt that he struggled. He really struggled in his rookie campaign 1 year ago. Many believe that now that he has a year under his belt, he is going to be a driver that possibly you have to watch out for, getting that first win and being asleep with him, possibly make the playoffs here in 2022. We saw his teammate Almirola win the 500 1 week ago. So momentum is definitely there for the Stewart-Haas Racing team. Up in front of the 14 is the 24 of William Byron. Right now, Briscoe, Bowman, and Harvick with Christopher Bell. And now here's a battle for 5th place. Kyle Larson, the inside of Martin Truex Jr. One of our biggest movers has been that number 9 of Chase Elliott. Started all the way back outside the top 10. He has now worked his way into the top 10. But we also have some big names who didn't really qualify all that well. The 22 of Joey Logano, the 11 of Denny Hamlin. They're mired back here outside the top 10. Logano started 28th. And we have another car on pit lane. More trouble, and trying to see who it is. And it's the 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. again. Trouble for the 47 once again. He's gotten in the wall at least twice now, and he is on pit lane with some pretty good damage on the right front of that 47 car. Remember, top 5 in the 500 1 week ago. We talked about, having some momentum on his side, but now He is on pit lane, and already we have 3 drivers who started up inside the top 10. Already in a hole early on. Kyle Busch, William Byron, and now Ricky Stenhouse Jr. See the 14 of Chase Briscoe closing in on the 15 of Garrett Smithley, about to put him a lap down. I believe Smithley is definitely off the pace currently. Second place battle here again, heating up between Bowman and Bell, and these guys, they keep battling so hard for second place where they're allowing the 14 to kind of drive away. I mean, I feel like if they would just kind of get single file and sort this out, they can close in on the 14 without, with the draft being so, critical. But right now, these guys are still hungry for that second place, as you saw right there, the 18 of Kyle Busch now leaving pit road. He's going to be about 8 laps down to leader Chase Briscoe. Alright, so we went back and we tried to see what happened to the 18 of Kyle Busch, and here we are, we're entering turn number 1. He's in second, and watch the 20, his own teammate Christopher Bell slides into the 18 of Busch, and then you're going to see right here the 48 of Alex Bowman kind of finishes Busch off, puts him in the wall. And that's what happened to the 18. Here we're going to take one more look at it. See, Bell nearly takes out his own teammate. Right there, he slides up. A little bit of contact, but really nothing too bad. But then Bowman just completely puts the 18 in the wall. And when Busch got in the wall, it slowed down the entire outside line because he just completely fell off pace like a rock. He since has went to pit road. He's about, I believe, about 8 laps down currently. But definitely a tough break for the 18 of Kyle Busch. Now another driver we saw get in the wall is the 47 car of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And we're going to go back and look at what happened to the 47. And it was definitely a rough 1 or 2 laps for the 47. Down here in turn number 1, Justin Haley gets into the 8 of Tyler Reddick, and it sends Reddick up the track into the 47. But at this point, it looked like Stenhouse was possibly going to be okay. In fact, it looked like that damaged hurt Tyler Reddick more than it did the 47. But down here in turn number 3, the 47 drives into turn number 3. Or maybe it's turn number 1 down here. He ends up getting into the wall again. Possibly, maybe by the 99 of Suarez. We're going to see what happens down here in turn number 1. The last time we were in turn 1, that's when Reddick and Stenhouse made contact. And here, Suarez tries to pass the 47 and puts the 47 in the wall. Kind of like what we saw with Bowman and the 18 of Kyle Busch. So that's what happened to the 47 car as well. So he and the 18 of Kyle Busch are currently several laps down as we speak. So that is definitely going to be a tough day for the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and the 18 of Kyle Busch. But back up at the front, we got Chase Briscoe leading. We are 13 laps in over, and he has maybe a second half lead on the 48 of Alex Bowman. It looked like the 48's actually closed the gap a little bit on the 14. And we have about about 11 laps to go here in stage number 1. Remember, beginning this weekend, we have stages back. We didn't have any stages last week at Daytona, so no stage points were given. No extra playoff points except the 5 points that Aric Almirola got for winning the race. So really the first stage win and one playoff point about to be given here to one of these guys in the next 10 to 11 laps. Right now, Chase Briscoe is trying to be that guy to get that first playoff point of the year from a stage win. But now that these guys back here have gotten single file, Bowman and Harvick, Bell, you can begin to see that they are beginning to close the gap pretty quickly on that 14 of Chase Briscoe. Now, I do want to mention that we talked about the 47 and the 18 getting in the wall. I went back and looked at the replay of the 24. William Byron, he just had a looks like he had a flat tire or something. There was no contact for the 24 William Byron, so good news, there's no damage, but bad news, he is currently 2 laps down as you see Kevin Harvick finally going to complete the pass on Alex Bowman for second place. So it's Stewart-Haas Racing first and second. Then you have Bowman, Bell, and Truex, Elliott, Harvick, Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, and Michael McDowell trying to take that 10th spot away from the 23 of Bubba Wallace. There's a look at the 43 of Erik Jones for Richard Petty's team. Petty GMS, Cole Custer, the 41. He was pretty fast in practice. Stewart-Haas Racing, that was a team that many believe in the garage area were going to be contenders for this win. And right now, Custer has now worked his way inside the top 15 in that number 41 car. Chris Buescher trying to complete a pass on McDowell, and a little bit of contact there between Buescher and the 31 of Justin Haley. Haley had to get out of the gas to keep from running over the 17 car. And now because it killed Haley's momentum, here comes the 22. Joey Logano ready to pounce down here in turn 1. And behind Logano, he has many friends coming with him. There's the 11 of Denny Hamlin, the 10 of Aric Almirola, the 45 of Kurt Busch. There's Suarez, that 99. He was a victim of when Kyle Busch got in the wall. It slowed many guys down, and that 99 was a victim. Harrison Burton's back here. Brad Keselowski struggling right now. That number 6, Ross Chastain. He started all the way back in 34th place, battling Austin Cindric, Ty Dillon. There's Daniel Hemrick, last night's winner, Tyler Reddick. There's a look at the 96 of Brandon Jones, Cody Ware. And you see right here the 24 William Byron. He is currently 2 laps down. And he's about 7 laps away. And right now he is the first car 1 lap down. In fact, although he's 2 laps down, he's the first car not on the lead lap. So he would get the free pass. But that is if Josh Williams does not go a lap down here to the 14 of Chase Briscoe. Right now, Byron is 2 laps down. Garrett Smithley is 3. Kyle Busch has been on and off pit road. He's now 10 laps down in the 18 car. But now you see that lead has decreased between the 14 and the 48. Alex Bowman's been able to get back by the 4 Kevin Harvick. Martin Truex Jr. has now climbed to 3rd, and that number 19, Christopher Bell, and now Harvick drops to 5th. But look at the 48 of Bowman, right to the back bumper of the 14 of Briscoe. A stage win on the line, and it looks like Briscoe's going to get, or Bowman's going to get caught up behind the 55. It's going to kill his momentum, and now Martin Truex Jr. drives into 2nd place. Now he looks to the bottom of Briscoe here in turn 1. Truex dives down low. Christopher Bell remains up high behind the 14 of Chase Briscoe. This is going to be a hard pass to complete for the 19 of Martin Truex. Because although you're trying to play offense and try to get around the 14, you also have to play a little bit of defense to keep this from happening. Now under attack from his teammate Christopher Bell in the 20. And there's that 18 of Kyle Busch. He is 10 laps down. But he don't care, though. He's up here. He's trying to get one of his laps back so he can be 9 laps down here at the end of stage number 1. Briscoe goes by Garrett Smithley, the 15 car. So Kevin Harvick trying to get around the 15. Will be coming to 4 to go next time by. Stage 1 will complete on lap number 25. Stage 2 will complete on lap number 55. And then we will have a 15-lap dash to the finish to complete this race here in Fontana, as Truex getting squeezed by the teammates of Hendrick Motorsports. Chase Elliott on the outside, Alex Bowman on the inside. And look what's happened to that 48 car. I mean, Bowman was up here challenging for the staged victory. Now he has dropped to 4th place as the 20, Christopher Bell, to the inside of Chase Briscoe for the lead. Briscoe hangs tough though. He has that preferred lane on the outside lane. Briscoe is able to keep Bell from using all the racetrack, trying to pin him down. It's making a hard time for Bell to complete that pass. We saw Truex have trouble. We saw Bowman have trouble. 55 car of Josh Williams has came to pit road. Trouble for Williams making his Cup Series debut. Not really going the way he was hoping it would. Not here in the first stage, at least. Right now, the 23 of Bubba Wallace, he runs in 10th place. Why that's important? Because points are going to be awarded here in the next lap or two. And right now, he holds 10th place over the 41 of Cole Custer. And we are going to be coming here to 2 to go for Chase Briscoe. He's led every single lap so far. He has been in control ever since the drop of the green flag. But as this run continues on, one guy who I see continues to get faster and faster is that number 9 of Chase Elliott. Although, as soon as I say that, he's under attack from the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. as Christopher Bell tries to pull a slide job, maybe on the 14. Oh, it's so close. Bell's got him cleared. Oh, but he's not going to slide up the track. He allows the 14 to fight back on the outside lane. And they're going to be coming off turn 4. They'll be seeing the white flag in stage number 1. A playoff point on the line. Bell sideways. Here comes Elliott on the outside lane. He'll take second off turn 4. And now the two teammates from Joe Gibbs Racing slows each other down. It gives Bowman and Harvick a chance to pick up a few more spots here on the final lap of the stage number 1. Looks like this is going to come down to the Chase and Chase show here at the front between Chase Briscoe and Chase Elliott. The final lap here in stage number 1. Bell holds on to 3rd place. Bowman and Harvick side by side for 4th. But what does Elliott have left down here in turn number 3? Doesn't look like he's going to have anything for the 14. Not just yet. They come off turn number 4 to complete the first stage in Auto Club. It's the 14, the sophomore driver, Chase Briscoe. Your stage 1 winner here at Auto Club Speedway. Edging it out over the 9 of Chase Elliott. He started all the way back in 17th place, by the way. I mean, Elliott drove from 17th all the way to 2nd here in the first stage. So definitely a very impressive run there by the driver of the number 9. And looks like the 24 of William Byron is going to get the free pass, so he'll get one of his 2 laps back. But stage 1 is now in the books, and there is your stage 1 winner, Chase Briscoe, out of Stewart-Haas Racing, Indiana driver. He wins stage number 1, and now we're going to see how the strategy will look here. These guys only have 1 set of tires down on pit lane, so do you really want to come down pit road and put new tires on? It will be a gamble throughout the rest of the race. I don't believe you can come down here yet, though, because you still, even if you come down now, you can't make it all the way on fuel. So I would expect to see many of our leaders stay out here as are now picked up by the pace car. Chase Briscoe, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman, and Kevin Harvick, your top 5 in stage number 1. And looks like the 41 of Cole Custer was able to get that 10th place away from Bubba Wallace. So Cole Custer will be getting one stage point, as all the leaders will stay out here under yellow. And we're gonna step aside for a quick break. But don't go anywhere. More NASCAR Cup Series racing on the 4Y Broadcasting Network coming your way here after the break. Back live here at the Auto Club Speedway, getting set for the restart here To begin stage number 2, let's take a look here at how stage number 1 ended. We already went through the top 5: Briscoe, Elliott, Bell, Bowman, and Harvick. 19 of Martin Truex Jr., who we saw battling for that stage 1 win, ends up 6th. Kyle Larson, 7th. Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, and like we said, nice run there for the 41 of Cole Custer. That puts 3 Stewart Haas cars in the top 10 in stage number 1. And now we get to regroup and do it again. William Byron, like we said, got the free pass, so he is now 1 lap down. Josh Williams is 3 back. Garrett Smithley is 4 laps down. Kyle Busch is 9. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also back on the track, currently 12 laps down. And looks like we are going to add an extra lap here before we get set to go green. And now the lights are out, so we'll be going green next time by. And nobody came down pit road, like we said, before we went to break. So everybody stayed out. Nobody came down pit road. So everybody's going to be on their same set of tires. But now, as we are going to be regrouping, and we're going to have all these guys right on top of each other once again. Not only are we going to see who possibly still saved their tires the best, but who still has, the long run speed, though. I mean, right now Chase Briscoe looked like he had a pretty good long run car, though although he was challenged a couple of times there at the end of the first stage, and Chase Elliott, who it looked like his car got better as the run went on. Like we said, 17th to 2nd in the first 25 laps. Now remember, caution laps do not count because this is a 70-lap race, a pretty short race. Caution laps do not count, so we will have 70 laps of action no matter what. And now the pace car will get set to go into pit lane and put us back in the hands of the 14 of Chase Briscoe. Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Alex Bowman, and Kevin Harvick. Top 3 are 3 different manufacturers. 14 of Briscoe and the 4, the Chevrolet of Elliott, the Toyota of Bell. Your top 3 bringing us back down to the green flag. And we are back underway in the Weiss Power 400. Chase Elliott right on the door, the 14 of Chase Briscoe. Alex Bowman way up the track on the outside line, trying to find some momentum up high, but it's still Briscoe and Elliott side by side for the lead. And look at that push from his teammate on the outside lane. Alex Bowman is going to push Chase Elliott to the lead off turn number 2. So new leader number 9, Chase Elliott in control here at Auto Club Speedway over Alex Bowman in 2nd. Now Briscoe drops to 3rd. And for the first time all day long, Briscoe is in dirty air. Even though he is in 3rd place, he's now in traffic, and this is something that he has not had to deal with all day long so far. Kevin Harvick to his inside, Austin Dillon down low, Truex also down low. And Briscoe's going to get put in the wall. The 14 got put in the wall by his own teammate, Kevin Harvick. And you see Briscoe is off the pace, possibly a right front tire down on the 14 of Chase Briscoe. There's the 14. He is slow down in the center of 3 and 4. Everybody's able to get by, but it looks like he might not be able to get it turned to pit lane. And he's going to have to drive back around. And are you kidding me? What a heartbreak for Chase Briscoe. Dominated the first stage, got the stage 1 win, and gets put in the wall by his teammate, the 4 of Kevin Harvick. And although it doesn't look like he has a whole lot of damage on the right front, possibly something broke on that number 14 car when he hit the wall. And now Briscoe's shot at a win could be over here as we begin the 2nd stage. Up front, though, the 48 of Alex Bowman, your pole center, has now gone back to the lead. Getting around the 9 of Chase Elliott, the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. now 3rd. Austin Dillon has now driven up to 4th. In 5th place is Kevin Harvick. Look at Logano sideways on the inside of Ryan Blaney. We already saw two teammates get together from Stewart Haas. We saw another one right there between the two Penske cars, Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano. Those are two guys that we haven't really talked about a whole lot in this race so far, but they were really nowhere to be seen in that first stage. Logano, like we said, coming from 28th on the grid. Ryan Blaney, he was 9th in that first stage, so he had a pretty good run in the first stage, but really nowhere near, leading race-winning speed, as we are now under yellow here for the second time, as the 14 of Briscoe has now came to pit lane. We have the 38 of Ty Gilliland stopped on the racetrack. So we are now under yellow. One of our rookie contenders, Todd Gilliland, coming out of the NASCAR Cup Series, making his second ever Cup Series start here today. And Todd Gilliland, he had a great run going in the Daytona 500, but when the very last caution came out, he ended up running into the 9 of Chase Elliott, and it completely destroyed his car under yellow because he was going to finish inside the top 5. But then he made contact with Elliott, damaged and completely ruined his car, and he was unable to finish the pace laps under yellow, and ended up finishing outside the top 20. And we had the 45 on pit road as well, Kurt Busch. So the Busch brothers definitely not having a good day. The 45 on pit lane, we saw Ty Gilliland start on the racetrack. Here's a replay of what happened to the 45 of Kurt Busch. He gets run up the racetrack by the 1 of Ross Chastain. Tyler Reddick ends up finishing him off. And it slows Kurt Busch, as well as the 44 of Greg Biffle and the 38 of Ty Gilliland down the front straightaway. It slowed him down so much, and it's gonna cost Ty Gilliland here in turn number 1, as Haley overdrives the corner and puts the 38 in the wall. And Ty Gilliland was unable to make it to pit road. He ended up stalling on the back straightaway. So all of a sudden, Kurt Busch goes in the wall, and now the 38 of Todd Gilliland finds trouble as well. And this time, though, unlike Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse, and Kurt Busch, Todd Gilliland did not make it back to pit road. Going back to green here, this time by with about 25 to go here in the second stage. We got the Hendrick teammates of Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott on the front row. That caution was a big break for the 24 car of William Byron. Remember, he had a flat tire in the first couple of laps of stage 1. Went 2 laps down. Byron is now back on the lead lap in the 24 car. 14 of Chase Briscoe, the 45 of Kurt Busch, they are still on pit lane. Now, with caution laps not counting, that caution was a big break for the 14 and the 45 to help repair some of their damage. But when it comes to, having a shot at a win, looks like the day is probably over. But back to green, though, Bowman and Elliott. But look at that move by the 19, Martin Truex Jr. looking down low, entering turn number 1. Elliott up high with Austin Dillon. There we see the 20 of Christopher Bell down low. Kevin Harvick in the middle. Ryan Blaney also in the middle, getting squeezed by Harvick and Dillon. Now, how about that 21 car? Harrison Burton for the Wood Brothers. Up here inside the top 10, battling basically his teammates from Team Penske, Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney. But Burton up here having a strong run. Top 5 last week at Daytona. Right now, top 10 this week in Auto Club. But still a long way to go, though, as the 9 of Chase Elliott has been able to get control of the lead. Austin Dillon now in the second. There's Kevin Harvick the third, Logano and Blaney. Then Bowman 6. Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Martin Truex. And look at him 4 wide here. Oh, Almirola slicing his way through a 4 wide battle off turn number 2. But when you have a win like Almirola, you can already be a little bit more aggressive. Make the other guys have to back out like he did with Bubba Wallace in the 23 car. Austin Cindric in the 2 car up here having a strong run inside the top 15. Here's Daniel Suarez and his teammate Ross Chastain in the 1. Right there you see the 45 at the bottom of your screen. Kurt Busch leaving pit road. Alex Bowman's now gotten back by the 3 of Austin Dillon, so the 48 back into second. Now he will try to get back around his teammate Chase Elliott here down in turn number 3. And look at that power move by the 48 of Alex Bowman. Makes it look easy on the 9 of Elliott. Christopher Bell tried to pull that same move on Ryan Blaney, but it was not easy, and it did not work out as well. Might have some help from the 22 of Joey Logano, but no, he drifts back up behind the 19 of Martin Truex. Elliott to the inside of Alex Bowman for the lead, though. Crossover move by the 9 of Elliott. Bowman trying to stay on the outside lane. Down the back straightaway they go. Close racing here at the front between Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott, working lap number 34 of 70. Austin Dillon gets to the back bumper of the 48, but it looks like it will still be the 9 of Elliott, but no, Bowman fights back again on the outside lane off turn 4. And they're 3 wide for 4th place. The 2 Penske cars had the 20 of Christopher Bell in the middle. Bell in a Penske sandwich right now, as Bowman has now gone back to the lead. Elliott now under fire by the 3 of Austin Dillon. Dillon definitely showing a lot of muscle here this afternoon. Another driver who's now cracked the top 10 for the first time today. That number 11, Denny Hamlin. Has never won here at Auto Club Speedway. Very surprising to see that. Aric Almirola continuing another strong effort out of that number 10 car. Austin Cindric, Cole Custer, all inside the top 15. Bad news for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fans. The 47 car has taken his car to the garage area, and looks like the 47 is done for the day. The 38 of Ty Gilliland also looks to be done for the day as well. So tough break for Ty Gilliland and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Kyle Busch back on pit lane as well in the 18 car. There's, you saw right there coming off turn 2, the 14, Chase Briscoe leaving pit road again. But look at the packer. This is the pack racing I was talking about at the top of the show. These guys are all under a blanket. You see, some guys seem to be faster than others, but you seem like you definitely want to try to stay up in that lead draft if you want to have a chance at winning this race. But gosh, it's so tight. Elliott back to the inside of Bowman. Larson to the inside of the 3 of Austin Dillon. Larson trying to make it a 1-2-3 for Hendrick Motorsports. And that's the top 2 as Elliott and Bowman slows each other down. Look at what that does down the back straightaway. It just brings Kyle Larson in the mix. It brings Austin Dillon in the mix. Now Christopher Bell and Logano, look, 3 wide. The top 10 right under a blanket here off turn number 4. And this is what we all expected. This is what we love seeing. I mean, these guys are all over each other, all over this racetrack. Bowman again looking on the inside of the 9 of Chase Elliott. Four wide back here possibly. You see the 2 of Austin Cindric backs out of it. Ryan Blaney down low. Almirola is now hugging that outside lane. Right behind his teammate, the 4, Kevin Harvick. 14 of Chase Briscoe back on pit road. And I tell you what, these top 2, man, Elliott and Bowman, they seem to have a pretty equal car right now. Bowman will get the lead, but then here comes Elliott right back at him. And now Bowman again trying to take that lead back away. But Bowman killed his run, though, right there off turn number 2. Now he's going to be under fire by the 22 of Joey Logano and the 20 of Christopher Bell. And that's going to get Chase Elliott a huge lead coming off turn number 4. Also, the question is, when these guys going to pit? They cannot make it all the way on fuel to lap number 70. And we don't even think they can make it all the way to the end of stage number 2. 3 wide now. Bowman on the outside. Bell in the middle. Logano down low. Bell's going to put Bowman in the wall. Christopher Bell puts the 48 of Alex Bowman in the wall. Another one of our dominant drivers of the day. The 48 of Alex Bowman in the wall, and he is off the pace down the back straightaway. Just like what we saw with Chase Briscoe. I mean, it seems like these cars can take little to no. All it takes is just a minor touch, and it's like it just breaks the right front on these cars. These cars are just so sensitive, and now the 48 of Bowman slow on the front straightaway. What a tough break for the 48 of Alex Bowman. It looked like he had one of, if not the best car here in this race. And now one of Chase Elliott's biggest competitors. Well, it looks like he is out of the picture now for the remainder of this race. But if I'm Elliott, though, I'm also worried about the 20 of Christopher Bell. Like, if he's able to do that to the 48, he could pull that same mistake on that number 9. So Elliott, that's going to make Elliott pretty cautious of that 20 of Christopher Bell should the 20 get near him at any point in the remainder of this race. Second place, so the 22, Joey Logano to the inside of Christopher Bell. That is for second place. It seems like as this race continues on, Logano's car is getting stronger, as well as the 9 of Elliott. Kurt Busch has taken his car to the garage area. Crash damage for the 45. Chase Briscoe has also retired from the race, so your stage 1 winner, Chase Briscoe, out of the race here in stage number 2. 15 of Garrett Smithley has also pulled off the racetrack in the 15 car. For the lead, though, the 20 of Christopher Bell to the inside, put the 9 in the wall like he did the 48. That was pretty close. Ellie is able to hang on, but now the 22, Joey Logano has a huge run on the back straightaway towards turn number 3. Drives to the bumper of the 9 of Elliott. We talked about Denny Hamlin never being a winner here at Auto Club Speedway. Joey Logano is another one who's never won here before. Looking for that first Auto Club victory. As we look a little bit further on here in the back. The driver who's having a nice run, a nice, solid, quiet run inside the top 15. That number 42 car, Ty Dillon, up here in 12th place, battling for a spot inside the top 10. This is a deal between Petty GMS Motorsports. When Ty Dillon he was scheduled to drive the 94 car for GMS Racing, but when they partnered with Richard Petty Motorsports and formed Petty GMS, Ty Dillon moved to the 42 car. Back full time after spinning last year on the sidelines. So great to see Ty Dillon back in the Cup Series full time. There's Ross Chastain back here with Eric Jones. William Byron, the 24, he has now driven his way up inside the top 20 after being 2 laps down. Trying to get around that 21 of Harrison Burton when Bowman got in the wall. It's killed the 12 of Ryan Blaney and the 2 of Austin Cindric. They are now mired back here nearly outside the top 20. Here's the colleague racing teammates, Justin Haley and Daniel Hemrick. Hemrick going to try to slide by the 31 of Haley. There's a look at the 2 of Cindric and the 23 of Bubba Wallace. We have one car coming to pit road right there. That is the 8 of Tyler Reddick coming to pit road. Question is, do you take tires out? Because we got a caution here coming out in about maybe about 13 laps. Do you use? I don't see how you can use that one set of tires right here under green flag. I believe you just have to come down for fuel only, as Christopher Bell now trying to get that lead away from Chase Elliott here in turn 3. He's got it. Took him a long time, but the 20 of Christopher Bell now finally on point here at Auto Club. Definitely having one of the best runs of Christopher Bell's Cup Series career. Elliott diving to the inside of Bell for the lead. And a little bit of contact. Bell's in the wall. Again, we see another car get put in the wall. This time it's the 20 of Christopher Bell from the 9 of Chase Elliott. But it looks like Bell is still under power for the most part, getting pushed by the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Keeps the number 20 in second place. As he the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. now powers by the 20 on the outside lane. You got the 22 of Logano coming to pit road, as well as your leader, the 9 of Chase Elliott. Gives up the lead, comes to pit road. But the laps are winding down here at Auto Club Speedway, but we're still only in stage number 2. And now Truex under fire by Kevin Harvick. Look at the inside for the lead, but Harvick has to get out the gas. Harvick and Truex both had to get out of the gas, lost a lot of momentum, and now new leader number 5, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson now goes to the lead. Christopher Bell, how much damage did the 20 car get? I'm surprised he didn't fall off pace like we saw with Bowman, Briscoe, Stenhouse, Kyle Busch, you name them. More guys come down pit road as the 8 of Tyler Reddick. He's already been on pit lane. Getting passed here by the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. and the 41 of Cole Custer, who slides out the track. Denny Hamlin in third. William Byron. Here's an interesting, little interesting nugget here in stage number 2. All these guys didn't have enough fuel to go to the end of stage number 2. Because all these guys, none of them pitted. The 24 has been on pit road a couple of times. William Byron may have enough fuel to go all the way to the end on this run here in stage number 2. This could be a huge break for that driver of the 24. More cars leaving pit lane. Justin Haley, Austin Cindric. Brandon Jones is now leaving pit road. And we got one car on the apron, the 16. Daniel Hemrick does not look to be under power. And I believe Hemrick may be out of fuel. And he is slowing down even more as he's coming off turn number 2. And I'm not so sure he's going to be able to make it back around to pit lane. And we are right in the middle of green flag pit stops. How is this going to shape out this race, as Hemrick is not going to make it back to pit road? Custer's on pit lane. Eric Jones is on pit lane. I feel like everybody's on pit lane by now. And Hemrick is going to stall on the track, and that should bring out the yellow. And it will. So this is going to change everything here. We have Harrison Burton slow on pit lane. Cole Custer as well in the 41. He's stuck behind the 21. But Daniel Suarez looks like he's ran out of fuel a little, just past the exit of pit lane. Got some damage on the rear of the 34 of Michael McDowell. So the yellow flag is out for the 16 of Daniel Hemrick, who stalled as he ran out of fuel. Did not make it all the way back in time. So Hemrick, although here's the silver lining for if you're Daniel Hemrick. Caution laps do not count. So if you end up going a lap down because you ran out of fuel and you need assistance, you're not going to lose any laps. Now you may lose your track position, whatever you had. So it's not really the end of the world just yet for Daniel Hemrick and Daniel Suarez. But we are now under yellow once again, and we are going to go to a commercial break. But when we come back, we'll have the running order all correct, and we'll get set to go back green to complete stage number 2. Getting set to wrap up the second stage here in the Wise Power 400 here from the Auto Club Speedway. Thank you guys for watching here on the 4Y Broadcasting Network. We're just about to complete the second stage And we got the 24 of William Byron, who is now going to be scored as the leader of this race. From when the moment of yellow came out, William Byron was already on pit road, and he will be the leader over the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Road 2, we have a new player up here in third place. The 23 car, Bubba Wallace, is now going to be in third behind Byron. Chase Elliott is fourth. Kyle Larson in fifth. Joey Logano, 6th, Ty Dillon, Christopher Bale, Chris Buescher, and Tyler Reddick, who was the first car on pit lane under those green flag pit stops, will round out the top 10. Aric Almirola, 11th. Kevin Harvick is now 12th. Ryan Blaney is 13th. Austin Dillon, Corey LaJoie inside the top 15. Aaron Jones, 16th. Cody Ware is in 17th. Greg Biffle, Michael McDowell. And we're going to have to get an update on the running order, as there is some more cars though that is currently a lap down, so we will get a better idea on the running order as we get set to go back green here with Byron and Hamlin. 5 to go here in stage number 2. Look at Bubba Wallace, 3 wide on the inside lane by the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Can he slide up in front of the 24? You saw right there, looks like he got loose, how to get out of the gas. That's going to kill his run down the back straightaway. Now it's Hamlin pushed by Chase Elliott. And now Elliott's going to look to the inside here in turn 3. And look at Logano getting aggressive. Coming up through the middle in the 22 is the 22 of Joey Logano. On the outside of William Byron, on the inside of Denny Hamlin. They're 4 wide behind them with Larson and Wallace. Now they single out the double wide. Ty Dillon getting passed by the 20 of Christopher Bell on the outside. There's Tyler Reddick and Kevin Harvick trying to pounce. Aric Almirola with a great run on the inside lane. And they're still 3 wide again for second place. Logano not able to get through the 11 and the 24 just yet, but he has to hurry if he wants a chance to win this second stage. But Elliott is shot out of a cannon, and Bell nearly gets into his teammate Denny Hamlin. And we have the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. coming to pit road, possibly a flat tire on the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. I don't see any damage on the right front. Alex Bowman back on pit road. There's the 16 of Daniel Hemrick on pit lane. So tough break for the 16. Not sure what the issue is there on Hemrick's car. But Logano now able to get through the second. Bell third. Tyler Reddick. Remember, he got some pretty good damage in an incident involving Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And now here he is, literally driving past Christopher Bell for third place. Or he's trying to, at least. And Logano up here in that 22. Remember, Chase Elliott had a pretty good lead, but now he has caught the he's been caught by the 22 of Logano. And look at that move by Logano to the inside of Chase Elliott. Logano has a pretty good lead behind him where he can afford to try to make a move, try to make something happen. And if it doesn't work, no big deal. He can get back in line and ride out in second place to complete this stage. So right now, Logano sees a possible stage victory in front. That was a nice turn 3 and 4 by the 9 of Elliott. Reddick continuing to try to get past the 20 of Bell for third place. The white flag waves though here in stage number 2. Stage 1 it was Chase Briscoe. This time it is Chase Elliott, as there's the 19 of Truex just now leaving pit road. And we have a car off the pace. The 21 of Harrison Burton's now on pit lane. So trouble for the 21. And the 4 of Kevin Harvick is slow. Kevin Harvick is now off the pace off turn number 2. But off turn 4, it is Chase Elliott in front of the 22 of Joey Logano. And he'll come off turn number 4, and he will win stage number 2 here at Auto Club Speedway. And that will be 10 points for Chase Elliott, and now 1 playoff point that he will carry all the way through the season. all the way to Phoenix in November. But Kevin Harvick into the wall, contact from another car. And that is another big name, another big contender that we've seen up front the entire race. And now Harvick looks to be done, at least when it comes to, being competitive. We have gotten word from pit lane that the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. is having a engine failure on the 19 car. That is why we've seen Truex on pit road the last couple of times recently. So it appears the 19 may be blowing up. That is a tough break for Martin Truex Jr., another driver who has spent majority of the race inside the top 5. So a lot of key players getting eliminated from the battle here in Auto Club. But it's still the same face has been up front for much of the day. The 9 of Chase Elliott. He will win stage number 2. All these guys already came down the pit lane. And we will see what they do. And we did get word that they all put tires on when they came to pit lane. So they have no sets of tires on pit road. So I would expect all of these guys to stay out. And we will have a 15-lap shootout here to begin the final stage. And we will finally get a winner here in Fontana. I'm going to take a commercial break. But don't go anywhere. They'll finish here in the Wise Power 400 coming up next here on the 4Y Broadcasting Network. And the lights are out atop of the pace car, so we are going to go green this time by with 15 laps to go. Chase Elliott, your leader and your stage 2 winner. We take a look here at the results from the second stage. Chase Elliott, your winner. Joey Logano, second. Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Tyler Reddick, your top 5. Erik Jones, stage points. Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Austin Dillon, and Ty Dillon. So, and Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell getting the most stage points out of anybody else in the field. But you look through the top 10, no great story here with Austin Dillon having a great run. Erik Jones to 43 car. Tyler Reddick with a damaged car. Ty Dillon's inside the top 10. Yeah, Chris Buescher, Austin Cindric, Corey LaJoie, Bubba Wallace, all outside the top 10. What do they have in store for the final 15 laps here in Fontana? We're about to find out as the pace car is on pit lane. And we are back under green here in California. And now they're going to already fan out 2 and 3 and 4 wide as they race down in the turn number 1. Elliott and Logano side by side. Good launch by the 22 of Logano, able to stay on the outside of the 9 of Elliott. And Logano's going to have a nice run here off turn number 2. Possibly going to have a push from the 20 of Christopher Bell. Kyle Larson had no help down low. And when if Larson didn't have any help, that basically meant that the 9 of Chase Elliott had no help on the inside as well. And new leader 22 Joey Logano on point after starting all the way back in 28th place. Here he is leading with 13 laps to go. But for how long, we haven't really seen the driver be able to just maintain the lead and drive away. And a little bit of contact there almost between Logano and Bell as Elliott takes the lead. And how about Erik Jones into 4th place? And he once more, he looks to the inside of Bell and Logano. 3 wide for 2nd place. It's the Jones boy on the inside lane. Bell trying to slide job his way past the 22 of Logano, but Jones not giving up down low. Behind them, there's the 5 of Kyle Larson, the 24 of William Byron. We know we've seen so much speed out of the Hendrick Chevrolets here today, as we have the 44 of Greg Biffle on pit road. Possibly a engine failure has let go on the 44 car. But we've seen so much speed out of the Hendrick Chevrolets. We have, Elliott leading. We have Larson up here inside the top 5. Bowman's had one of the fastest cars all day until he got taken out. Haven't really seen a whole lot out of William Byron, though, because he's been mired back in the pack. But now that here he is, up here inside the top 10, towards the top 5. Now he's getting a sniff of that lead, and now you know that 24 is getting hungry for trying to get a win here. And look at Larson through the middle in that 5 car. Great move by the 5 of Kyle Larson to get past the 43 of Erik Jones. The 23, Bubba Wallace catches the wall in turn number 1. As the 22, Joey Logano has now went back to the lead, but now once again, Chase Elliott goes back by. That lead will be short-lived for the 22, but now Logano is going to be in the draft of the 9. We've seen so much of guys making the pass, and then the very next lap they get passed again, almost like a plate track. It tells me that the draft is so big here, where you may not want to be leading on the last lap. You may not have a shot, but then again, we've seen how hard it is to pass, especially when you're down on that inside lane, you're unable to turn the wheel all the way, unable to use all the racetrack that you would like to. 96 of Brandon Jones made a unscheduled pit stop. That is a tough break for Brandon Jones. He was running inside the top 20, having to come down pit road. The tough break for the Georgia native. Logano and Elliott continuing to battle for the lead, but now there's a new guy who's been able to break away from this mess behind. That's the 5 of Kyle Larson. So now these two guys up here, Logano and Elliott, they continue to battle and swap that lead back and forth. That's going to bring that 5 of Kyle Larson back in the mix and make this a 3-car battle. And how about Austin Cindric? He's now been able to break away from this pack as well. He's now in 4th. And he is closing in on the front 3. And now Tyler Reddick, clear of the mess, and he sits in 5th place. 3 wide. Christopher Bell falling back in the 20 car. That 20 does not seem to be as strong as he was earlier in the race. Possibly some of that damage that he got right before he made that pit stop under green. Maybe that damage is beginning to hurt the performance and speed on that 20 car. He just got passed by the 6 of Brad Keselowski. Austin Dillon. Now here comes Corey LaJoie in the 7 car. 3rd place, Austin Cindric on the inside of Kyle Larson. And I believe Cindric's going to take that spot away. Now he's going to work on his own teammate, Logano. Austin Cindric out of nowhere. And now here he is up here trying to have a shot at winning this race. He's on the inside trying to get past the 5 of Kyle Larson, but Cindric has to make sure that if he goes low, he's not going to get freight trained by the 8 of Tyler Reddick, and that's what's going to happen right there. Coming off turn 2, Reddick up to 4th place. And now Larson to the inside of Logano for 2nd place. And this is what Chase Elliott wants to see. He wants to see these guys battle in his rearview mirror. 23 cars on the lead lap. Right now, Michael McDowell, the first car, 1 lap down in 24th place. So Elliott, he had a pretty good lead, but now quickly that lead disappears, and now Logano back to his inside. 3 wide behind him. Look at Reddick up top, Larson in the middle, Cindric down low. Now he can add William Byron and Chris Buescher to the mix to win this race. And we are coming to 5 to go this time by. And Tyler Reddick, looking for his very first NASCAR Cup Series win. He's going to take the lead away. With a damaged car, Tyler Reddick on point with 5 laps to go. Chevrolets are now starting to fill the top 5 with Reddick and with the Hendrick Chevrolets. There's Austin Dillon's number 3. They're going to be 4 wide for the lead. Look at Larson in the middle. Chase Elliott is going to also get by the end of Reddick as well. They were 4 wide for the lead. And it's Kyle Larson now leading the way. Look at all these different grooves. Look at all the different lanes these guys are running. They're able to run all over this racetrack. And now Tyler Reddick is going to move back to the lead. Gets past the Hendrick Chevrolet of Kyle Larson, only to get passed by another Hendrick Chevrolet. That is Chase Elliott. 4 to go. Don't forget about that too of Austin Cindric down low. Ryan Blaney, the 12 car. Another Menards car. Identical to the 2 of Austin Cindric. Climbing up through the middle. Tyler Reddick looking for his very first NASCAR Cup Series win, as well as the 2 of Austin Cindric. Last week we saw Aric Almirola win and punch his ticket in the playoffs. Larson trying to get by Reddick. He does. Reddick that was a really bad corner by Tyler Reddick. Falls from second to possibly almost outside the top 5. 3 to go this time by for the 9 of Chase Elliott. Four wide back here. That's 16 of Daniel Hemrick. He is multiple laps down. He's not going to be a contender for a top 10, but he is up here racing like he belongs up here. And his teammate Justin Haley completely out of shape off turn 2, but he saves it. Great save there by the 31 of Justin Haley. Larson trying to mount a charge on his teammate, but unable to make anything happen. And now Cindric trying to get back to the inside of Larson. But that killed Cindric's momentum, and here now Logano is going to get back by the 2 down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go, and look at what that's done to Larson. He's able to he ran high in turn 3 and 4. He kind of got forced to run high because Cindric went down low, but it allowed Larson to run the top lane, and he allowed Larson to gain a lot of momentum and a lot of time on the 9 of Elliott. Elliott in front, Larson second, Logano, Reddick, and Cindric. Byron, Blaney, Dillon, Bell, and Brad Keselowski has now joined the top 10 here, battling Chris Buescher for a 10th place finish. But off turn 4, it is for the win. It's between the 2 Hendrick Chevrolets. Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, final lap here in Fontana. But Logano is there. These 2 teammates have to be careful and not wipe each other out, because you do not want to give this win to another manufacturer, another team. Larson and Elliott door to door. Logano down low. Larson trying to hug the middle lane, but now Larson gets clear of the 22. One more set of corners to go. Can Larson complete the pass? He slides up the track in front of the 9. Back in the gas is the 5. Coming off turn number 4. Kyle Larson, the defending Cup Series champion, is going to steal a win here at Auto Club Speedway. That was an outstanding battle. The last 15 laps of this race, Kyle Larson wins here at California. Chase Elliott giving a little congratulatory wave to his teammate Kyle Larson. And when I say Kyle Larson stole the win, technically he didn't really steal the win, but at the same time, he didn't look like he had the best car. It looked like the best car was between Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. But once Bowman had his problems and Larson was able to get some track position, it was Kyle Larson's race to lose, and he is the winner of the Weiss Power 400. His second win here in Fontana. He won here back in 2017. This has been a very good racetrack for him, as he won his very first Xfinity race right here. Larson was one of the guys who ran double duty. He also ran the Xfinity race last night, and I wonder how much of that helped him in today's race. So now we will get set to have post-race inspection here. And as they will begin post-race inspection, let's take a look here at the results from the Weiss Power 400. Kyle Larson, he only led a few laps, but they were probably the most important laps of the day. He is your winner over teammate Chase Elliott. Joey Logano third, Ryan Blaney, and Austin Cindric. Yeah, 2 Hendrick Chevrolets, followed by 3 Penske Fords. Then you have Brian Keselowski. What a Yeah, Brett Keselowski came out of nowhere in 6th. Erik Jones, William Byron, Chris Buescher, and Austin Dillon all getting a very impressive top 10 effort. Byron from 2 laps down to a top 10. I'm sure he'll take that and move on to the next one. Aric Almirola and Justin Haley completes the top dozen. Denny Hamlin 13th. Christopher Bell, another guy who had a really good dominant car, ends up 14. I believe that damage he got right before we had pit stops into green. I believe that may have had something to do with how quickly he fell back on that last run. Ty Dillon 15th, Bubba Wallace, Corey LaJoie, Daniel Suarez, B.J. McLeod, and J.J. Yaley. Tyler Reddick ended up, and you see Tyler Reddick in 22nd place. Reddick ended up getting in the wall on the last lap, and he was not able to make it back to pit lane or back to the finish line. That's why Tyler Reddick is 22nd and listed out of the race after he got involved in a crash on the final lap. Michael McDowell runs out the top 24. See Lenny Castle 25th, Daniel Hemrick, Ross Chastain ended up having to go to the garage area late in the race. Josh Williams, Brandon Jones, Greg Biffle, and there's Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman. 3 guys who spent basically their entire race inside the top 5. Kurt Busch found trouble early, ends up 36. And then the final 4, man, what could have been for Chase Briscoe. Had a car that could have won and helped him win his very first Cup Series race, ends up 37th. Ty Gillen, Kyle Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. round out the 40-car field. And now we're going to be taking a look here at the playoff grid. And now we have 2 names in green, Aric Almirola and Kyle Larson. They now know they will be in the playoffs for 2022. And although you can't really tell by the playoff grid, but Chase Elliott has now taken over the point lead. 14 points on William Byron, 15 on Aric Almirola. Remember, if you win the regular season championship, you get 15 extra playoff points heading into the playoffs. So, trying to want to get as much points as you can. Right now, Chase Elliott holds down the point lead. So, everybody, thank you for watching here at the Auto Club Speedway. It was a fantastic race, a fantastic weekend, a lot of great racing, and a lot of deserving winners here. It was definitely a great show here today in the Wise Power 400, and we get to do it all over again next week as we continue the West Coast swing as we travel to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That is next Sunday for the NASCAR Cup Series. We'll have the Xfinity race on Saturday and the Truck Series race on Friday night. So from all of us here at the 4Y Broadcasting Network, thank you for watching, and we will see you next Friday night with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.